Hello, gang. The title is messy, the chat is scuffy. Everywhere I link that I'm streaming, it says I forgot to change the title before I started stream. So everywhere I link the stream, it says Subathon Day 3 Squirrel Stapler. So things are very interesting today. It's my fault, 100%. I was late starting because I was watching silly streaming. I was watching silly streamers. Name and shame, name and shame. It is what it is. But hi all, I'm back after the subathon. I am tired. I'm a bit wound up with the stresses because we've got people building in. Hi Jewel, hi Rat, hi Omni. I am a little bit stressy brain because we have construction people working in our garden, and I don't like the noise. I do not appreciate it. So I have been we're getting started really slowly. I hope you're all doing well though. Glory to me? Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, Zathoa. I'm sorry it's been like what you've been dealing with as well. Yeah. They, it's gonna be this way for like a week. And I don't want to put stream off because that would make me more gloomy about it. So you just have to put up with my mood. But yeah, I think we're gonna do our best to have fun. I think if I spent another week not working, it would just suck. Mentally. I'm just putting posts out about streaming still because, as I said, I have rushing it a little bit, but we're playing more of our yaoi game. In First Spirits, the one with the goth boy who's flirting with the blonde knight from the past so desperately. Homicidal doll is part of the aesthetic. So true, bestie. So true. You're right for that. But I hope you're all doing pretty okay. Even though, as you say, Zathoa, it's been a bit interesting for you as well. I am trying to get back into, I'm going to try and get back to working on Snupstivation next week. With our dear friend Azel. And I'm going to try and record another episode of Katawa Shoujo. Fingers crossed. I am filling time until I have sent all my promos out. You can tell, can't you guys? Oh, I think that's all of them. Oh, clickety click, clickety. I've got a noisy keyboard. Yes, yes, yes. I like noisy keyboards. Not too noisy, not just noisy enough, you know? A side of construction pretty good. Need to watch my most. Yes, I hope you enjoy it. The audio is a little bit messy, but I think it's a good one. I'm gonna try and get the thumbnails done for the subathon VODs done in the next couple of days, so I can get those up quickly. And then we've got a big backlog of games to go through. We've got to finish our fun yaoi here, Infest Spirits. We've got to get back into the Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough with Jaws. We've got a... What else have we got to do? We've got to play... We've got to finish the stuff we started during the subathon, like Secret Little Haven. We've got to finish Cuddle with Shoujo. We've got to play the stuff we had planned for the subathon that we didn't get to as well, such as the Nostalgia PC Day. We've got to finish the visual novel we started, the non-existence of you and me. The no existence. No, it's a weird title. Sorry. I need to organise for the planned day where me and some friends were going to play Fast Food Sim and Supermarket together. We need to have our Cult of the Lamb day. We need to play the other games I was playing for the queer game stuff. We've got a pile of things we need to get through. It's really exciting. So let's try and get one of them out of the way. Not that I'm not looking forward to it, but you know. Let's jump right on over. Where is it? Why isn't it on my screen? There it is. Took a minute, that's all. But yes, hey. Last time we had... Yeah, clearing the backlog is very good. It makes me feel good. Last time we had gotten dressed up at our cute little goth boy's house. His parents had made judgmental statements about him and it had been quite grouchy. But now we're on our way to this concert he wanted to bring us to at a pub. It's really exciting. It is not 5 seconds after Abel has plugged his phone in that the car's speakers begin to rumble with ominous drums, then guitars, then bass. I do not see the appeal in music such as this, but perhaps that does not matter. Abel looks a lot happier, which is a relief. Ah, that's better. What do you think, huh? This is pretty neat, right? That's okay, Shell. I saw that you weren't feeling super great, so just take care of yourself, hon. It's good to see you. The guitars in this song are like so fierce. I could listen to this for hours. If you listen to this for hours on end, I think you would deafen yourself. Oh, come off it, Ed. Now you're sounding like my mother. If your mother questions your musical taste, she might have a point. Oh, boo, how boring. Don't take her side. Why would you bother? I thought you weren't even into MILFs. I am not. I do not think that I'm into anybody, really. But I am glad you seem to be enjoying yourself, regardless of my own feelings. Oh, yeah? That's kind of gay. Abel. It's okay, he's smirking. But thanks, I guess. Are you sure you don't mind, though? It is fine. You can play what you want. Even though this is your car? It isn't, technically. It is Frank's car. I did not buy it. Yeah, but you have more of a claim on it than I do. You're the one in the driver's seat. I am but a lowly passenger. You might be shorter than I am. Yeah, rub it in. But you are not lowly. In fact, I rather enjoy your company. Listen to music like this is a small price to pay if I'm to spend the night with you. What? Abel glances away from me. I have to wonder whether I've managed to fluster him because my voice is unusually tremulous. You're not doing yourself any favours, you know, Ed, on the whole gay thing. If you don't stop being so sappy, I might seriously start thinking you're better for the other team. You can think whatever you like about me. I do not care. You don't, huh? Abel sighs. Sometimes I wish I could be more like that. pretty cool. Do you think so? Surprisingly enough, coming from a man who willingly wears plaid. Your fashion sense is kind of questionable, but despite all that, you're not such a bad guy. Well, I do my best. You do plenty. Hey Ed. What is it? Thanks for agreeing to come out with me. And thanks for listening to all my petty bitching. It's pretty decent of you, actually. Do not mention it. I am sure you would do the same for me. I'm not sure about that. I'm not that selfless. But if it's for you, maybe I can give it a go. Abel laughs. My mother might be right about you. Maybe you really are a good influence. Kinda gay, guys. Kinda homoerotic. It's not gay if you're both bros, you know. It's not gay to kiss your bros. The rest of the drive to Rythorpe passes without any particular event. Abel and I arrive at our destination after a half hour spent navigating winding countryside roads. And, later, a thin grey strip of unremarkable dual carriageway. Takes me a while to park the car. The car park with the 4 smugglers is full to capacity. But I eventually find a suitable spot not too far away from the seafront. Then, Abel and I enter the pub. Abel seems to be his element, but I'm less than enthused. I feel out of my element already. The lights are dim, the music loud, and there is no shortage of people crammed around the bar, all wearing outfits which do not look all that dissimilar to Marnie's. I see men and women everywhere I look, most of them young, in their early to late 20s. And most of these men and women are holding glasses of beer which some of them spill onto the floor. Or on their shoes, without seeming to notice. The hardwood floor will be horribly sticky in a few hours' time. I feel rather sorry for the people employed to clean up after the night's festivities are over. A diminutive woman standing a few feet away from me is laughing at a joke her partner has told her, a stud in her tongue winking as she sniggers. Next to her, a tall man who looks a bit like a refugee from a vampire novel. He is actually wearing a cravat. Is checking his phone. There are so many interestingly attired people, I'm not quite sure where to look. And they're making so much noise that it's hard to pick out any individual conversations. It is hard for me to hear what Abel himself is saying over all this din, and he is standing right next to me. I cannot help but feel out of place. Abel may have made me up so that I resemble these people, so to a superficial degree. But I do not think I will ever really fit in here. I do not think I must want to either. I am lost in my thoughts, my arms crossed, when Abel slaps me on the back. Hey Ed, stop being such a sad sack, why don't you? For all you know, it might never happen. What might never happen? Whatever it is you're worried about. Can you tell that I'm worried about something? Well, duh, you're sweating. It's not very cool, sad to say. Especially coming from a big guy like you. I do not feel very cool. It's awfully warm in here. Ah, well, you're not wrong there. This place could use some ventilation, but don't get too hung up on it. You'll be alright, Ed. You just need to go with the flow. And what does that entail? Oh, you know. Abel shrugs vaguely. You've got to relax a bit, cut loose. Isn't that why we came here? Hey Wolfie, welcome to the Yowie time. How funny. I was rather under the impression that we came here at Abel's behest. Now, you hang tight, Kay. I'm gonna go to the bar, get us some drinks, who knows? That might help relax you. What? No, Abel? I call after my companion, but to little avail. Abel has already vanished. Wolfie, I fear that our little goth boy is still not totally sure if he's still kind of feeling out if our blondie is gay or not, and if it's okay. And he also has like the tragic UK boy problem, straight boy problem of calling sentimental words gay. So it's going to take a minute to get to any sort of actual romance, but it's kind of sappy already. Well, good. That is all I need. I glance mistrustfully around the dense sea of bodies thronging around me, but I cannot see hide nor hair of Abel. Where could he be? I toy with the idea of trying to find Abel at the bar, but soon discard it. This place is crowded enough that I'm worried we might not be able to find one another again if I were to move. It'll probably be for the best if I stayed here. I wait as patiently as I can for Abel's return. Though, when this will be I cannot say. My arms folded across my chest as a defense mechanism when... Oh hey! I recognize that shirt. Do you like Hornet's Nest too? Oh no, this was what I was worried about with him wearing like a band shirt. Is that someone would ask him questions about him liking it. This was what I was worried about. Yeah, this was a real landmine I was worried about him stepping on. Oh, I glanced to one side, surprised. A woman is standing there. Though, given how round her cheeks and how wide her eyes, perhaps girl would be a more accurate descriptor. She is wearing quite a lot of makeup, but I do not think, beneath all that stark foundation and thick black eyeshadow, that she can be much older than 18. This girl, who is doing her best to look like an adult, has long dark hair which cascades over her shoulders, very slender skinny shoulders which seem to jut out at awkward angles. See, it's not a problem if you're just like wearing them IRL whenever, but like if you wear it to a concert, especially like a very alternative group concert like this, it can be a real problem because this is what kind of is it. Yeah, game shirts are different. People still think video games are nerdy, so they don't want to be like, oh, I like that. They don't believe that people enjoy video games unless it's Nintendo stuff. But Nintendo is mainstream enough. That's kind of the social status still. She's wearing, well, she isn't wearing very much, which makes it difficult for me to know where to look. Oh dear, she is young. Hornet's Nest, yeah? I beg your pardon? That's like the band on your shirt. I know him. I'm a big fan, actually. Oh, right. Naturally, I feel rather out of my depth. Poor bastard. I'm not familiar with this band. I didn't even know the shirt Abel had picked for me had any alignment to any particular band. And now I am paying the price. Abel, where are you? Come back with your drinks. You've left your poor boy alone. I mean to tell the girl this, but I'm unable to get a word in edgeways before she says... My oldest brother's friend back in uni knew a guy actually who knew the bassist of Hornet's Nest. Not the new guy, Orion, but the one before him, Riley. When my brother told me about that, I just about freaked. I mean, Riley always was my favourite. He's so broody and mysterious in those eyes. Wolfie, that's a genius idea. I don't think Edmund would do that purely because he has the chivalry problem. He is a knight from, like, medieval times. He would never presume that he could make that statement about anyone without their consent. Wolfie says, my boyfriend picked it for me. That would be a great excuse, but I don't think Edmund would have the wherewithal to make that kind of cocky move, because it's old school chivalry. You're not supposed to stake claims on people unless they're like really okay with it. At least that's how he does it. Sink or swim, Zathoa? He's gonna sink. He's gonna sink. This man is also kind of autistic and doesn't do social cues. He's gonna sink. He's autistic in the way I kind of am, where he doesn't like follow rules and doesn't believe in rules except his own ones. And the rules that matter don't make a lot of sense to anyone else. They're to die for. In fact, the girl looks up at me, now twining a strand of her straight black hair around one finger. Girl, we just said that you don't barely look 18. We're not doing that. Man is in his 20s. He's not gonna. You look a little like him. I do? Yeah, you both have the same deep blue eyes and those eyelashes which are like totally fierce. Riley was a blonde too for a bit at least. His hair was all sorts of colours, but I think he was better blonde. You're not quite as tall as he is, but we can't all be perfect. I apologise? Oh, don't. I'm not like mad because you're not Riley. That'd be insane. I'm sure a guy like that has better things to do than hang around in a shithole like Rythorpe. The girl laughs and nudges me in the side. This seems like quite the bold gesture given we've only just met. Girl, he's in his 20s. Do not flirt with a man in his 20s if you've literally just turned 18. But everything about this girl's bold, from assertive manner of speech to a rather aggressive way of dressing. I thought Leif was daring, but this girl is something else altogether. It's a shame, really, that Riley quit. It's been a year, but I've not gotten over it yet. I don't think the band has either. It's never been the same since. Orion's great and all, don't get me wrong. But he doesn't have the same presence. Plus, what sort of a name is Orion anyway? It's so try-hard. That can't have been the name his parents actually gave him. Or so I say. But there's a girl on my photography course called Moonshine, so I guess there's a lot of weird parents out there. Speaking of names, mine's Chrissy. Oh well, Christina, but most people call me Chrissy. That sounds a bit cooler than Christina, don't you think? Yeah, Chrissy's pretty cool. Very chill, very cash. I wish my parents were a little more creative themselves, but maybe not to Moonshine's extent. I bet she got bullied back in school. I wouldn't have minded being a Luna though. Or a Lilith, or something cool like that. So what about you? What's your name? I am called Edmund. Edmund, is it? How cute. Chrissy giggles, then sidles up to me, pressing her rather substantial chest against my arm in a manner which cannot be mere coincidence. Hi Raiders! Welcome in, Omega Raid! Woo! A girl who is barely 18 is trying to flirt with our poor autistic man, and he is not coping. Where is his little goth boy with the drinks to save him? He is not having a good time. But welcome in, guys. What were you playing? What was the game of the night? I had my doubts in the beginning, but they have long since been erased. Oh, you were playing Secret of the Mimic again. Yeah, I remember you got bugged out of it last time. You were getting back to where you were? That's good, that's good. I didn't know it was so buggy. They must have rushed it out. She is trying to flirt with me. Yeah, she is! Boy, she has been so obvious. You're really, really very sweet. But what's wrong? You're all stiff. Sorry. Saturday, Sunday stream with different saves because on each day I got bugged. They patched it today. Oh, that's really bad actually. The fact that there was like hard lock bugs. That's no. No, that's bad. The game should not have exited development in that state. They should have kept it for more testing. That's rough. I'm sorry. Yeah, the dull stiff. Me stiff. On brand, maybe? Yeah, it actually is on brand. I haven't been to get a massage in months and it is hitting. You're not coming over all shy, are you? No, it's got better performance. It is running better. Oh, I'm glad. I hope it holds on so you can finish the game. No, I am just not used to this much attention. What? You're not? I don't believe that. Not when you're so handsome. You're just being modest. No, I'm really not. You're not what? I'm not making you uncomfortable, am I? She is, of course. Obviously she is. But I worry being too upfront about that will upset her. You're making sure to record while you stream, so you can off-stream progress? That's a good idea. Yeah. I don't know how to backup saves like for games like how you're thinking, so, but I hope you can figure it out, because that sort of bug is just... That actually makes me kind of angry. that they released a game that puts them in that that has hard lock bugs like that. That's actually disgusting. that actually makes me really angry, because that is not a product. That is complete. That is not a product that should be sold at full price. That is not a product that should be sold, period. It is not completed. You have not finished the product. It's disgusting. Anyway, that was a good rant. I do not want to cause any offence, but I am unsure how to disentangle myself from this situation, or how to disentangle Chrissy from my arm. What does she even see in me anyway, other than a superficial resemblance to a bassist in a band she likes? I don't even know how to play the bass, or any instrument for that matter. I am supremely unmusical. Will telling Chrissy that be enough to dissuade her from any further attempts at flirtation? No! You're a tall, blonde, pretty boy with eyeliner. I am busy pondering this, weighing up my options when... Here's our little saviour. Our little saviour. Look, it's our goth boy. We're safe. Hey Ed, I'm sorry for making you wait so long. The line was crazy long. I was able to score a couple beers at least, although... Abel pauses, his hand laden with both his promised beers, as he takes in Chrissy. He looks at her face, which is heavily made up, then drops his gaze to her chest, which is still pressed against my arm. Then he grins. And who's your new friend, I'm Chrissy, and you are? Oh, nobody in particular, don't mind me. You two carry on. Abel, no! You're meant to save us! No, come back! Come back! I mean... Abel smiles toothily, then joins his arm with mine. The arm which hasn't been claimed by Chrissy and her voluptuous bosom, that is. Oh, thank God. He was just teasing. Ed and I are in a poly relationship. You're more than welcome to join in if you don't mind sharing, that is. Oh, that's genius. That was so cute. Huh? What? Both Chrissy and I reacted almost the same time to that comment of Abel's in remarkably similar ways. Abel is hilarious. I was not aware that Abel and I were in a relationship, and neither was Chrissy. Red-faced, she splutters. Is that true? It sure is. But I don't know if Ed'll be into this. I'm pretty easygoing, but he's not really into women. Not like that, at least. I doubt you meant any offense, but I think you've been making him uncomfortable. What? Chrissy takes a staggering step back from me, teetering a little in those boots of hers, which have wickedly high heels. Oh, I bet they're stripper boots. I love those boots. I remember when I was a teenager and I was walking around K Road with Mum, because like they have a lot of really nice vintage shops there. Because it's basically the gay road in the big city. So they have a lot of really interesting shops there. And I pointed at a shop window that had stripper heels and I was like, those are so cool looking. I could never walk in them, but they're so pretty. And she was like, those are stripper heels. And because I was an awkward teenager, I was embarrassed. But like looking back, I was right. That's cool as hell. Stripper heels are so cool. She inhales self-righteously, her chest quivering, then says, I had no idea. Edmund never told me any of that. Well, he wouldn't. He's shy, like I said. He doesn't know how to let people down gently. He's worried about hurting them, you see. So I have to do it on his behalf. I hope you don't mind. Humph. Well, I can't say I like being made a fool out of. If you're really not into women, you should have said. I don't like being led on. But there's plenty more fish in the sea. It's not like you're the only hot guy here, Edmund. And now that I'm getting a good look at you, I don't think you look that much like Riley after all. Humph. Okay, she's kind of cute. I don't hate her. She's being silly, but she's so funny. Chrissy harumps, still red in the face, and turns on her heels, her sheet of dark hair rippling behind her. I stand there for a few moments, Abel's arm still twined through my own, feeling decidedly awkward. I inhale slowly, the scent of alcohol and Chrissy's perfume lingering in the air. And then, feeling rather deflated, I sigh. My heart is pounding much harder than it has any right to. But I do not dislike the sensation of Abel's chest against my arm. It is quite pleasant, in fact. More so than it was with Chrissy. I wonder why. It's a mystery, ooh. I do not have very long, however, to ponder the complicated intricacies of my own emotions, because Abel is already drawing away. No! Why? For what? Phew, that's a relief. What is? That I got rid of her. I figured I'd be able to drive her off if I pulled the whole, hey, don't touch my boyfriend card, but I was worried she might try and make a big deal out of things. She looked the sort to start a scene with the way she was draped all over you. Obviously, she didn't care about the way you felt. If she'd been a bit more perceptive, she would have seen how awkward you were. Was it that obvious? Oh yeah, I could tell from a mile away. You looked like you were waiting in line for the dentists. Seriously though, she was getting so up close and personal, she might as well have been your conjoined twin or something. I was afraid I need to get a surgeon to separate you. Then you, was that your attempt to rescue me? Well, yeah. As funny as it would have been to watch you scream, I couldn't very well leave you to the wolves. Or she-wolves in this case. Is there a name for a female wolf? I am not sure. I would have to consult an encyclopedia. Psst. Abel snorts. Who uses encyclopedias in this day and age? Wikipedia's where it's all at. But whatever. You looked so awkward, I really couldn't abandon you. Not on good conscience. I can't say I've ever seen a grown man look so afraid of a teeny tiny goth girl before though. I reckon she could have only have been like about what? 5'3" without those heels? Guys, the teeny tiny goth girl might have been taller than me. The teeny tiny goth girl might have been taller than me, just letting you know. I still need to figure out how tall I am. It's not like a thing for me to remember how tall I am, but for some reason, but I do kind of need to know for my art height chart. She's your height, Zathoa? Oh my god. That's amazing. Her arms were like noodles. She was still taller than you. Most people are. Yeah, Abel, you're also tiny. It's okay. That's just something I've got to deal with. I'm used to it. Though that makes it even funnier, really, that you looked so awkward. Why didn't you send her packing yourself? It's obvious you went into it. I did not know what to say. I didn't want to hurt your feelings. Well, aren't you a gentleman? If only I could be fortunate enough to have that problem. Do you want to be socially awkward? Well, no, but I wouldn't mind having a bunch of busty beauties throwing themselves at me. I wouldn't turn them down either. Well, you might have shot yourself in the foot there, given you told Chrissy you were gay. I doubt any of her friends will be approaching you after that. Chrissy, huh? Is that her name? She said it was short for Christina. Ah, I see. Abel takes another sip of his beer and smiles somewhat plaintively. I guess you're right. But luckily for me, I didn't keep my kami to hook up with women. Chance would be a fine thing since I'm such a shorty. Do women not like short men? Not really. We're an acquired taste. I probably have more luck with guys if I'm being honest, which is a bit of a shame since I don't really swing that way. He doesn't know. He hasn't met the guy, is the thing. Like, from what we know about him is all his friends in high school were dog shit. He never knew any guys that were that cool or hot. He's got time to figure it out. And I'm sure Edmund will help him figure it out. For the most part. Let's go. Abel shrugs and takes another sip of his beer. Abel, you're as subtle. You're as, like, transparent as... Oh god, he is so obvious. Like, he has like a growing thing for Edmund going on, and he is just like, I mean, I'm still straight. That's just this one guy. Still, I don't mind pretending to be a boyfriend or make it things easier for you. I wouldn't want you being overrun by wicked Jezebels. You really don't mind? Nah, I wouldn't have jumped to your defense otherwise. I wish I could be so lucky. I did not feel lucky. I was beginning to fear for my innocence. Oh yeah? Chrissy looked like she was angling to make short work of that. Say. Abel looks at me curiously, after taking another sip of his beer. I don't want to pry, but you're not really gay, are you? Well, I do not know actually. You never thought about it? I shake my head. My views might be somewhat old-fashioned. Or medieval. But I do not have any problems with gay people. I do not think liking somebody of the same sex reflects at all negatively upon the person in question. I'm unsure how this relates to me, though. I have never really given it any thought, I suppose. Never had the chance. Oh, you figured out how to back up your hard drives? It's not your hard drives. You back up your saves? Does that mean you're questioning, then? I am questioning a lot of things. Yeah, well, it sounds like you've got a lot going on, but hey, don't worry. I'll protect you from the legions of thirsty one out there who want to have their wicked ways with you. Your virtue is safe with me, my liege, of that I can assure you. You found the file path where the saves are stored? Oh, nice! Okay, so you can keep them safe. That's good, that's good. Ah, you could copy it and move the file out. Nice, nice. I cannot say I was expecting this display of chivalry, much as I was not expecting Abel's earlier announcement that he is in fact my boyfriend. 5 Sakishin says hi, by the way. He's watching me. Well, I am very cat adjacent. I am very cat coded. I understand if other cats enjoy me. I don't actually know why he's called Fives, by the way. Does he have like 5 fingers? Is he a polydactyl kitty? His words have thrown me, but they've done so in a positive way. Oh, it's a Star Wars thing, right? I am not a Star Wars head. I do not partake in the Star Wars. Thank you, that's very nice of you. It's no problem, I'm just doing what any friend would. I think the only sci-fi stuff I enjoy is the horror things. Like Arrival, Annihilation, Color Out of Space, or I think the one sci-fi show I particularly enjoy would have to be Stargate. Just because of the, well, Christopher Judge is a big bonus. He is so appealing and charming as a character and as an actor. It's, every time he's on scene I'm like, that's Teal'c, I love that guy. Teal'c, yay! He's the first pet since your childhood dog. Oh, I'm glad he's taking to your home so easily. Yeah, I'm not into a lot of sci-fi. I don't. Although I did enjoy Mickey 17, and that is technically sci-fi. But I mean, that's Bong Hyo. Bong Hyo, I don't think he can make something bad. I mean, he probably can. Everyone can make bad things. But I have never seen something of his that I haven't appreciated in some way. Is it Bong Hyo? I feel like I'm remembering that wrong. It also has Rob Pat and Mickey 17. And it's so nice seeing him be grungy and nasty with it. As he's meant to be. Bong Joon-ho. Yes, I was kind of right. I only slightly understand what you're saying, Omega, but I'm glad you have a lovely new pet in your life that is being good for your brain. I figured I owed you this much at least, since I'm the one who dragged you out here in the first place. I know this kind of thing isn't really your scene, but you still came. You're a real good guy. And that Chrissy girl was right, actually. In what sense? You kinda do look like Riley from Hornet's Nest. The resemblance is uncanny, and I also thought he was the hottest member. Hot? I'm left feeling decidedly out of sorts after that remark. But as always, I am not given much time to process it. No, you get hit by everything all at once, you silly little man. Ran a book line, but I'm already reading something. Hang on. We've got The Drifting Classroom. I do not have 50 Shades. You have to take it from... It's from my book collection. We're grabbing a random... it won't be a random line because Drifting Classroom is a manga. It'll be just a page. Man, it is hard to read manga to people. Oh, here's a good one. Our principal isn't feeling well right now, so I'll explain it to you. Children are much more imaginative and resilient than adults, so maybe you'll understand this better than me. Something truly bizarre has happened, but we have no idea why. Drifting Classroom. I have the whole of volume 1. I need to get the other volumes. It's very good. What do you mean you got introduced to Yuri today? I'm always talking about Yuri. What do you mean you got introduced to Yuri today? Also help... No, I don't have a throne. My country isn't included in the options to... Okay, so you know in America when you have a throne and you put items on there, and someone buys one for you, an item for you, it gets shipped to you. Like the throne service just does that. My country isn't included. People can only give me the money, so it's kind of pointless. Like people just give me money anyway. People can just give me money through other means. A throne is kind of pointless for it. A relationship throne? Something to think on. Anyway. What Yuri did you read, Omega? What Yuri did you read, Omega? I got it. What Yuri? What Yuri? Tell me. Tell me! I demand it! I can concentrate, but I also need you to send me the Yuri name so I can judge you on whether it's a good Yuri. Anyway, we're reading yaoi, I'm sorry. We love gay of all varieties. An actual physical throne? I don't have the room. Alas, I would love an actual physical throne. That would be so cool. But I don't have any room. My house is pretty small, and my room in itself is pretty small. The lights, which were already dim, became dimmer still, and the crowd around me begins to hum in anticipation. Voices fill the air, louder and more excitable than before, as Abel himself cries out, "Oh, Ed! It looks like we got here at just the right time. Animal autopsy are coming on." Oh? Hang on. I've got the message. I don't know this one. I'll have to read that sometime and then judge you. I'll have to read it and then I'll judge you later, Omega. Let's see if we can't find somewhere better to stand. Abel grabs hold of my wrist, and with a surprising amount of force, he pulls me through the crowd. I let Abel drag me along, feeling rather at his mercy. This bar, though small, is cramped and crowded, and there really are too many people. I thought the atmosphere was oppressive before Animal Autopsy came out, but now the stage is occupied. The people surrounding me all begin to surge forwards. I'm taller than most of the people here, so I can see the band relatively easily over everybody else's heads. The frontman of Animal Autopsy looks rather arresting, I suppose. He has long hair, longer than Chrissy's, which is platinum blonde, so intense it looks almost white. His face is made up and he's wearing an all-black ensemble that can rival Abel's, a leather jacket with studs, and very, very tight sharp trousers. I cannot imagine it is very comfortable wearing trousers like that. I don't think that's the point, usually. But I understand. Perhaps that is why he looks so angry? The bassist of the band is dressed rather similarly, although his hair is shorter and darker, his eyes ringed and black like a panda's. The second guitarist looks a bit less imposing than his fellows, but his clothes too are black, his face made up. The fourth and final member on the group, however, on the drums, looks surprisingly ordinary when compared to the others. Oh, thank you for the posture check. He's not even wearing black. He looks like the sort of man you might find loitering about a bus stop. A friendly enough man who would, if asked, tell you the timetable for the number 4 bus. Now, if a man is in your... If there's a member of the band who doesn't fit the image at all, but he looks like he belongs there, you know he is going to absolutely rock it. I do not know this man's name, but he looks like a Barry to me. What are the band members called anyway? I'm sure Abel told me Autopsy's current lineup in the car. The bassist might have been a Damien, the second guitarist a Lyle, maybe? A Linley? Oh, you're fine, Omni. Jesus. You don't... If you ever overstep Omni, I will actually tell you. You're fine. The lead guitarist, meanwhile, had a very strange name. One which, if his parents had truly bequeathed him it, must constitute it as a form of child abuse. Was he called Proton, maybe? Proteus? Probably isn't his real name, but if it is, it might explain why he sounds so irate when he launches into Animal Autopsy's first song of the night. Alright, they're doing Blood Bank first. That's like one of my favourites. Blood Bank? Yeah, it's from their first album, Angelic Effigy, released in 2018, I think? It's an old song, but it's one of their best. The guitar solo in this is like wild. Give it a listen, it's so cool. Alright, I'll take your word for it. My head is starting to hurt. The songs Animal Autopsy speed through are incessantly, unrelentingly loud. The people thronging around me, meanwhile, are all screaming, cheering, shouting. It is much too hot in here, and more than once, Animal Autopsy fans dig me in the side with their elbows, or else step in my feet. Our little autistic man is not enjoying himself. It's a bit overstimulating, I fear. This is indeed an experience, but I would be hard-pressed to call it pleasant. I am unsure if I'm having a good time, and I'm even more unsure when a woman in a corset who looks like Chrissy, but who is not Chrissy, thank goodness, spills her drink over me. She does not seem to notice this, and neither does she apologise. She is too busy screaming. I try to mind Abel during the concert, but it is hard. There really are a lot of people. During intervals in some of Animal Autopsy's greatest hits, he ducks out to get himself some more drinks at the bar. The minutes trickle by, each one more bewildering than the last, and as they pass, I have to wonder just how much Abel has drunk. What pint is this, which he has clutched in his right hand? Is it the third? The fourth? He already knocked back a couple of drinks when he first arrived, so he must have consumed quite a large amount of alcohol. Abel offers to buy me drinks too, but I decline. I have to keep my wits about me, being the designated driver, and I do not much care for alcohol regardless. I do not like the thought of losing my inhibitions. Not after what happened last time. I have no desire to return to the half-madman I once was when I ruined Fen Chapel's forest. Woo, this is great! Did you hear those guitars? That was so sick. Oh, and those drums. The song! This is Sin Harvest. It's gotta be Sin Harvest. I love this song too. You said that about every single song they've played so far. That's because it's true. All their shit's great. I am glad that you think so, at least. I am trying to enjoy Animal Autopsy's ensemble, though it is a bit difficult. This music is nothing at all like anything I heard during my youth. I do not think it was possible to create music like this back then. I cannot tell the difference between Blood Bank and Sin Harvest and their following track, Kingdom Come. But I am trying. I direct my attention to the stage, my eyes narrowed in concentration. And that, I think, is why I do not see the moment that it happens. I let myself get distracted. All I know is one moment Abel is shifting about cheerily to the music, not so far away from me, and the next... Oof! Oh, what the fucking hell? Why don't you watch what you're doing, you fucking... fuck? Looks like Abel has managed to get himself into some sort of a scuffle. There is a man standing not so very far away from Abel, dressed in an outfit which reminds me of the men in the period romances that Iris likes so much. His shirt is a ruffled one, complete with a cravat, and he is wearing high-waisted trousers. All he is missing is the curled wig, and he would look right at home on the set of Downton Abbey. This man, however, is younger than most of the actors who appear on television dramas by the over 50s. His face is smooth and his eyes, despite being red, look oddly cold. His narrow-eyed gaze is directing not at me, I do not think he's aware of my existence, but at Abel. You little shit. What the fuck did you do that for? Why didn't you watch what you're fucking doing? What are you, some kind of spaz? Hey! I resent that. It's not like my fault, you know. You should have looked at where you were going. You're the one who bumped into me. If anybody's a spaz here, it's you. Why you? The man trembles with impotent fury. His lips draw back in what can only be described as a snarl, and then... I'll make you pay for that, you little shit. The man lunges at Abel. He seizes the front of his shirt and draws back his arm, his hand clenched into a fist. And it is at this moment that I decide to step in. Excuse me. I reach out and rest my hand on the shoulder of the man who means to do Abel harm. Do not apply too much pressure, but I apply just enough to make the man pause. Who the hell are you? Do not think my name is of any particular import, my good sir. Pfft. My good sir, what do you think this is, the Victorian era? That is funny, coming from a man wearing a top hat. But the man you're accosting is my friend. Would you mind letting him go? I know he has wronged you, but it was not through malice. As you should be able to see, he is rather drunk. Can we not just let bygones be bygones? Violence will not help your trousers dry any more quickly. The man glowers at me. Does not look particularly impressed by my appeal to rationality, but at least he has not attempted to escalate things. That is reassuring. Perhaps he can be reasoned with. I'm none too happy with your friend, I can tell you that much. But if you're going to be all kumbaya about it, then sure. I guess I can let him off the hook. This man's fist, which was still hovering in the air, relaxes. Then his arm drops to his side. Consider yourself lucky, mate, that your boyfriend over here is such a smooth talker. If it weren't for him minding his P's and Q's, I would have smashed your stupid fucking face in. The man snorts derisively, then turns away. It would appear that this incident has been taken care of. But Abel looks rather worse for wear. Perhaps I would do well to get him out of here before he can careen into anybody else. Hey, Ed! Abel scowls suddenly, looking like a sulky child. You didn't have to jump to my defense like that, you know. I'm not a child. Could have... look after myself. There was like nothing wrong with me, I'm fine. You say that, but you are slurring and you do not appear to be easy on your feet. Do you have a headache? A bit, I guess. My stomach's churning too. Then let us get out of here. I think you could use some fresh air. Huh, you worry too much. You're just like my mum. Your mother did tell me to keep an eye on you, yes, and in retrospect it was for the best. Now let us go. Alright, really? Abel tries to refute me, but he does so very weakly in a manner which makes it readily apparent that he is not alright. He looks awful. Abel does not try to pull away when I wind an arm about him, and neither does he protest when I escort him out of the bar. He does murmur a few mutinous words. God, you're such a spoil sport. But he is otherwise docile. I suppose Abel's bark is worse than his bite. I labour up the stairs to the top floor of the bar, doing my best to support Abel as we go, and get him outside. I stand outside the Four Smugglers for a while, content to enjoy the quiet and the newly calm atmosphere. For the first time during the last hour, I feel like I can breathe again. My head is clear and my temples are no longer pounding. I feel revitalized. Hey, Ed. Yes, what is it? But that is not the case for Abel. He staggers away from me, his face an unpleasant puce colour in the milky moonlight. Then, without any prior warning, bleh, he vomits all over the curb and all over his boots. Excellent! I am not surprised. Well, I did not expect that. I cannot say his extreme response comes as too much of a surprise. He did have rather a lot to drink. He did, didn't he? Ugh. His vomiting. Done for the moment, at least. Abel straightens, or attempts to, and wipes his mouth with the back of his arm. His shoulders are shaking awfully as though he might fall apart, and the shadows beneath his eyes are bruise-like. He might be the architect of his own misery, but I cannot help but feel sorry for him. Hey there. I approach Abel, sidestepping the rapidly cooling vomit that is people dashing the road, and gently rub his back. Are you alright? Do I look like I'm bloody alright? Well, I can see that you're not. To be frank, you look awful. Do you want to go back home? I think you could use some rest. What? And brave those awful countryside roads like this? Weakly, Abel laughs and leans against me. No thanks. Appreciate the offer and all, but the way I'm now, I reckon I'd just hurl inside your car. I don't want that on my guilty conscience. I am impressed Abel attempted that word, given he is still slurring. And I doubt you want to spend your Saturday cleaning it up, right? Well, I can see the logic in that argument. No, I suppose I don't. Bet you don't. Let's not go back then. The last thing I want to do right now is sit in a car, and I can't stand the thought of seeing my mum. She'll give me a right proper earful. I take it she'd not be very happy about your conduct. Would she? Hell. She's never fucking happy about anything I do. There's no pleasure in her. Sometimes I think trying is a huge waste of time. It's not like I'll ever be able to get into her good books. It's too late. I'm not Kia. Abel's expression darkens. He looks down at his feet and at the road, which is still stained with vomit. Disconsolately, I don't like saying that word. Abel kicks at the curb with the tip of his boot. But enough about that. I'm getting carried away. This always happens when I'm drunk. You'd think I'd have learned my lesson by now, but apparently not. I'm hopeless, or so I've heard. Abel looks at me, then offers me a small, weak smile which wavers. But at least I have you. You've been pretty great about all of this. I know I've not been the best company tonight, but thanks. I don't know what I'd do without you. Don't mention it. You rescued me from Chrissy earlier, so I'd say we're even. Chrissy? Abel looks confused for a few moments before realization dawns. Oh, right. Chrissy, that tiny girl with the huge tits, yeah. She might have been short, but she was still taller than you. I think you already said that. Abel pouts and groans. Ugh. I really do feel like shit. Is the fresh air not helping? It is a bit. My head's killing me though. Maybe going for a walk would help you clear your head. Would you like that? If you're alright with supporting me, I guess. I don't reckon that's such a bad shout. Good. Let us go then. I proffer my arm to Abel, meaning for him to take it and smiling, say, After you, my liege. Oh, I'm nobody's liege. I've never felt less like royalty right now. But thanks. You really are sweet. Kiss, kiss. Actually don't. Here's a mouthful of vomit breath. Do it later. But also, guys. Jesus, do it. How is this? Do you feel any better? Better might be a bit of an overstatement, but I guess it's not so bad. I've definitely been worse. You have? Somehow I find that hard to believe. But Abel's issues might run deeper than I could ever imagine. Yeah. I'm not proud of it, but getting shit-faced, it's like one of my special skills. I was known for it back at uni. Oh no, chat, my model might have a little moment. I'm going to adjust in my chair. I've never had much in the way of restraint. I mean, why bother? Life's too short. If something feels good, you might as well do it. Otherwise, you'll miss out. That's my motto, at least. But it doesn't always work. Yes, well, there are merits to enjoying oneself, but one should always drink in moderation. It is too risky to throw caution to the wind. You think I don't know that? I did just blow chunks everywhere. Hasn't put you off me, has it? Not particularly. I know you did not do it on purpose. I am more worried as to why you felt the need to drink to such excess in the first place. Was there any particular reason for that? I wonder. Abel looks away from me. His dark eye makeup smudged thin sighs. He winds his arms around his legs, pressing them close to his chest, and rests his head upon the top of his knees. I am not sure. I guess I let things get out of hand is all, because it was a night out. It's been a while since I had a chance to cut loose like that. I've been stuck in sodding Finchapel for over a month, and it's so fucking boring. I just I don't know. I think I just wanted to forget. To forget what? It's... well... I don't know if you really want me to go into this. But I've not been able to talk to anybody about it, and it's also shit and sad. It's hard keeping it all to myself. Thought getting drunk might cheer me up, but that didn't work either. I still feel sad. And I was queasy on top of it, and then I threw up, and... fuck. This is hard to talk about. I don't really do serious, you know? But things have been so fucked for a while, it's just... it... Abel sniffs. Then, with the awe of a man being led to the gallows, he says, "All gets too much for me to handle. I wasn't built to deal with this. I can't deal with it, so I get hammered and it helps for a little while, but in an hour or two the feelings come back, only it's even worse, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do about anything, but... fuck, Eddie." Oh... oh, he's so beautiful, but he's crying. Our beautiful little boy. I dropped out of university, you know, a couple weeks before my exams. I just couldn't cope anymore. My parents were mad when they found out, but I knew there would be no point. There was no way I would be able to pass those tests. I didn't have a hope in hell. I'd not been into any of my lectures for months on end or any of my seminars, so how could I? I spent most of this last year out drinking instead. I got trashed pretty much every night, whether I was with people or not. And I made an idiot of myself. People used to make fun of me about it. I guess they didn't think it was anything serious. Why would they? I was always in such a good mood. I looked so happy, like I didn't have a care in the goddamn world. I treated everything like one big joke, even when I drank so much I passed out. This one time I went to this party that Storm held by... fuck, I don't even remember. I don't think they were even my friends. They were friends of friends, but they let me in because I bought some liquor. I guess it's not important though, it's like, whatever. Now I got so drunk at this party I passed out. I fell into their kitchen counter and I managed to cut my cheek, though fuck knows how. I was totally out of it. When I did come to, however, the right side of my face was all numb and I had this huge gash. It was bleeding. People didn't think that was so funny. There was talk about calling an ambulance, though I told them not to. I said I'd be fine and I headed off. I didn't want to kill the mood, you know. I've always been like this, a little at least. So it took me a while to figure out there was a problem. I've always liked a good party and I've never been super serious about my education. I skipped a bunch of lectures last year too because I was hungover, or I just wasn't bothered. But I at least made an effort. I attended just enough classes so as I could say I was studying. And I got most of my work done, even if it wasn't done well. Asked for a bunch of extensions, still, I tried. Kinda? Sorta? Didn't even bother with that a few months into my second year though. I guess I just gave up. But I've always been such a slacker, it took me months to figure out what I was doing. Then, by the time it did click, it was way too late. I knew I'd fucked myself, so I figured there was no point trying. Not that I'd tried at all. I guess, not for ages. I went to more parties and I kept getting wasted, but it didn't make me feel better. I just started feeling worse, like properly awful. And none of my attempts to distract myself really worked. I've been ruining my life for months, and for what? It's all for nothing. Fucking nothing. All I've done is make my parents wish it was me, not her. Not that that was very hard, I guess. Even if I had kept on the straight and narrow, I doubt it would have been enough to satisfy my parents. I've never been enough to satisfy them. I'd still wonder why it was her, not me. She was always their favourite. It's not like they ever tried to hide it. I know exactly what they think of me. They think I'm a failure. Abel. A surge of pity rushes through me as I observe Abel. I've never seen him like this before. So weak and vulnerable. This is Abel without his smiles. Abel without a single one of his defences. I'm almost beginning to regret that I ever asked him what was wrong. Now that he has opened up to me, however. It would be remiss of me to push him away. It would not be very gentlemanly. I do not want to pry, but this woman you are speaking of, you would not happen to be referring to your sister, would you? Huh, you figured that out, huh? Yeah, you're not wrong. I guess it was pretty fucking obvious. I'm not the best at subterfuge or being subtle or anything, really. It's especially bad when I get drunk. I blurt out every little thing that's on my mind, and care's all I've been able to think about lately. It's been months, but shit like this really stays with you. I wasn't even there to witness it. I don't know how it went down, but it still hurts, you know. I am uncertain how much I do know. You have not spoken about your sister in any great detail before, but did something happen to her? Huh. You could say that, yeah. Something happened to her, right, and it wasn't pretty. I mean, she only went and fucking died, didn't she? What? I stare at Abel, stunned. I had not known that about Abel's older sister, but I got the impression from what he'd literally told me that they were not particularly close. I did not know that any ill had befallen her. I had not known that she was dead. Oh shit. Abel hiccoughs, his eyes wet with tears. He seems to realize that he has said something he oughtn't because he looks almost as surprised by his outburst as I am. He sniffs, wiping his eyes with the back of his arm, then hangs his head. He does not meet my eye. Perhaps he can't. I'm sorry for dumping something so heavy on your head. It's not really fair. Not when you came out here to have a good time. I mean, it's not like you're my fucking therapist. We're barely even friends. That must be a lot for you right now. That must be a lot for right now, huh? It must be a lot. He is not wrong there, I suppose. He is quite a lot. If by a lot he means miserable. I do not blame him for that, however. How can I, knowing what I do now about his sister? That is all right. I do not mind listening to you if you wish to confide in me. I am hardly going to abandon you. I guess I should have seen that one coming. You're a pretty stand-up guy, do you know that? I am sitting down right now. Oh, you know what I mean. Stop being daft. Abel gives me a nudge. One which, despite the intensity of our early conversation, is oddly playful. You've been really frickin' nice to me all night. Nicer than I probably deserve. I know I've not been a bundle of laughs. This always happens when I get pissed. I start thinking about Kia and how shitty it is that she's, well, you know. And it makes me feel rotten, I suppose, because it is rotten. It's depressing as all get out, but that's like not your problem. I shouldn't have dragged you into this. You've been lovely, like my mum might say. Abel's watery smile twitches. And I'm just like, this huge disaster? I mean, shit. If it wasn't for you, I probably would have gotten my face smashed and back at the bar. You've been great, really great, and how'd I repay you? By being a fucking weirdo. You aren't a weirdo. Are you sure about that? Abel shifts a little closer to me, his thigh brushing against my own. You ain't just saying that, are you, because I'm a wreck? I'm not just saying it, no, I wouldn't. I'm not going to think any less of you because your sister died. It's only natural that you'll be upset about it. I would be a callous person indeed to castigate you over that. Oh yeah? April laughs again, though this time it sounds a touch more sincere. I don't know how he uses castigate in a casual conversation. But I really am wondering, are you sure you're not gay? I have never really thought about it. Why are you asking? Well, you're way nicer than most straight guys I know. You're a damn sight nicer than my so-called friends from school too, and the ones from uni. They never stuck around when I got all mopey, not like you have. As it happens, I think you might be a bit too nice. You'd better watch out, or... Abel reaches out with pale, trembling fingers, then takes hold of the front of my shirt. With half-lidded eyes which look oddly liquid, Abel looks up at me. I might start to get the wrong idea about you. What sort of idea? Like, you know, that you might want something from me. I mean, nobody's this selfless. I'm not expecting any monetary compensation for consoling you, if that is what you're referring to. Oh no, I'm not talking about money. I don't have any on me. My parents pay me peanuts. Then what is it that you imagine I might want from you? Who can say? You have been staring at me an awful lot since we came out here, though. So maybe you've been angling for something a little like this? I don't know how I feel about this makeup choice, but it is very Ibuhime to have a very weird makeup choice like this. I gasp as something soft presses itself against my lips. He did just puke in the gutter of a pub. This is a puke makeout. I might be sheltered, but I know enough about the world to recognise what is happening. Abel is kissing me. This is all rather surprising, or at least it should be. I think part of me knew what was about to happen before it did, though. The closeness of our bodies, Abel's fingers against the front of my shirt and his knee brushing my own, made any other outcome unfeasible. I saw it happening, as if in slow motion, but I made no attempt to stop it. The seconds elapse, but still Abel does not draw back. Instead, he sits there, the fingers of his right hand still curled against my shirt, and he lets his lips linger. The kiss is a chaste one, but it is not without emotion. Abel is shaking. His eyelashes are beginning to bead with tears again. This is my very first kiss, and I cannot say that it is particularly romantic. I am painfully aware that Abel vomited only a half hour prior. Though his lips don't taste particularly offensive, they do not taste like anything. That is probably a positive. This kiss is visceral enough as it is without being underscored by the lingering taste of Abel's lunch. I am unsure whether I really want this. Abel said that I did, but... well, maybe he had a point. I cannot bring myself to push Abel away from me. I do not want to. How can I, when for the first time during our brief acquaintance, I feel as though I've finally seen who Abel really is. The drive back to Fenchapel from Rythall proves to be quite the unremarkable affair. Abel, having exhausted himself after both his excessive drinking and his lengthy monologuing, falls asleep some 5 minutes after I turn the keys in the ignition. He sits beside me in the passenger seat, slumped backwards with his eyes shut. He does not stir. His eyelashes, which are artificially dark and long with makeup, are matted. His lips are pursed, just as they were on the beach when he brought them against mine. I find my thoughts returning to that kiss, though I wish they would not. It is quite distracting. It is fortunate that there is so little traffic on the road at this hour. Otherwise I might be in genuine danger of causing a collision. It seems rather unfair that Abel should have fallen asleep so soundly after what he did. He does not seem perturbed about the kiss at all. Will he even remember the brush of our lips when he awakens? He did drink rather a lot. Would not be beyond the realm possibility if last night began to blur together for him. Perhaps he will not remember it, and perhaps he will. That does not mean he will speak of it, though. Should I expect the worst? To spare myself the future disappointment? What would be the worst outcome, though? What do I want? I have no idea. I pause the car at a junction, then use this brief window opportunity to glance at Abel once more. He seems at peace in sleep, which is a relief. He is no longer sobbing. And neither has he been sick again. I only hope that this holds true for the rest of the journey home. Abel remains unconscious for the duration of our trip back to Fenchapel. I drive through bumping countryside roads, all full of twists and turns, but no matter how many potholes I navigate, Abel does not stir. He only shifts after I pull up on the curbside outside his home. He sits up, rubbing his eyes with the back of his arm, and looks about groggily. What's going on? We're back. What? Already? Yes, already. You wouldn't have noticed being fast asleep. Now let's get you inside. It's getting late. Your mother's probably worried. Oh, her. Abel pulls her face. She's always worrying about something or other. I wish she wouldn't. I imagine it must be stifling, but you should not be so antagonistic towards your own mother. I do not know her as well as you do, of course. No shirt. But it seems like she cares for you at the very least. You'd hope so, wouldn't you? I mean, I am her son and all. It'd be pretty shitty if she didn't care at all. It'd make you wonder why she bothered to have kids in the first place. Sometimes I do wonder why she didn't stop after Kia. She was always the apple of my mother's eye. Maybe she just wanted a backup. Fat little good that did, though, when her backup was defective. She must be beating herself up about that stupid decision. About giving birth to you? Wouldn't you? My opinion is irrelevant when it comes to the subject of childbirth, given I cannot conceive. Though I am glad, I suppose, that you are not my child. Why? Because I'd be such a handful? No, I do not think I am equipped to look after children, that is all. I spent most of my earlier years taking care of my little sister, and that was more than enough to occupy me. Now come on, let's get you indoors. I ease Abel out of the car and escort him to the side door, which leads discreetly to the Zhang family's kitchen. I stand there, still supporting Abel, and rap at the door smartly with my knuckles. I wonder how long I have to wait. But the answer to this, as it transpires, is not very long at all. Mrs. Zhang comes to the door in under a minute, her clothes and hair just as elegant as they were earlier this evening. I am a little surprised at how pristine her appearance is, given the lateness of this hour. She has not even removed her earrings, nor any of her jewellery. Maybe she didn't have the mind to it. Was she too busy worrying about Abel to ready herself for bed? Her eyes look frantic as she stares at her only son, his body slumped against my own like a sack of flour. Oh, Abel! You drank too much again, didn't you? I told you not to. I warned you to be careful, but you didn't listen. You blatantly ignored me like you always do, and you left poor Edmund to pick up the pieces. Is that what happened? Please. I might have had a bit too much to drink. A bit? Call this a bit, Abel, when you can barely stand? You can try and downplay it all you like, young man. You can't fool me. I am your mother. Alright, fine. I fucked up. I'll admit it. I drank way too much, but it's alright. I'm not alone, see? Ed took good care of me. He helped me get some fresh air when I needed it, and he drove me back. He's been very sensible. I owe him one. Ah, yes. I thought that you would be sensible, dear. I shudder to think about what would have happened to him if you weren't around. Think nothing of it. I was just doing my duty as Abel's friend. I could hardly abandon him. You say that, but some of Abel's so-called friends in university weren't half as thoughtful. That crowd my Abel fell in with sounded particularly vile. I think he's done well to be rid of them. I wouldn't want them hanging around my poor baby boy, not after the way they treated him. Their parents ought to be ashamed of themselves. Oh, Mum, that was a long time ago. Can't we drop it? It wasn't that long ago. It was only a month ago that you were still at university. Yeah, it was a month, which might as well be an eternity. I've not talked to any of my friends since then, so you don't have to worry about them, like corrupting me. I'm more than capable of doing that myself. Well, yes, I can see that. That's why I worry about you so much. Mrs. Zhang purses her bright red lips together, then sighs. It's no matter, though. I'm just glad to see you back safe for the most part. Thank you, Edmund, for keeping an eye on him. It's appreciated. You've been a wonderful friend. You wouldn't mind spending more time with my Abel, would you? I think you need somebody to keep an eye on him. You've been so wonderful, really. I don't know how. Mum, please, can't you cut it out? I have the worst headache right now. I just want to lie down. I'm not surprised that you react the way you carry on when you go out. You really need to stop drinking. But alright, fine. Get inside with you. Off to bed. Right. Thanks. Abel disentangles himself from me, then stumbles towards the door. He steps past his mother, walking on uneasy, wavering legs. But before he heads upstairs, he turns back to me. He smiles at me, though weakly, and says, Thank you to Ed for being so good about this. I owe you one. I drive myself back to Iris's home after dropping Abel off, then park the car in the back garden. It is past midnight by the time I return, and the lights are all off in the windows in the house. Iris is a woman of habit, and I know she tends to go to bed by 9 o'clock at the latest, after an evening spent knitting in her cosy armchair. If Iris is stuck to her schedule, then she has probably been asleep for several hours already. I let myself into the house very quietly, therefore, not wanting to wake her. I pad upstairs slowly, change into my nightclothes, then ready myself for bed. I feel tired after the night's events, but I cannot sleep. It is a warm night, and the sheets are sticking uncomfortably to my damp skin. My mind, meanwhile, is racing. I can recall the sensation of Abel's lips against mine with such clarity it makes me blush. It is fortunate, I suppose, that my blushing is being conducted on my own, in the dark, where nobody else can see me. Oh, thank you for the posture check. But I know what I'm doing. I can feel the heat radiating from my face, and it is more than a little embarrassing. Why have I come over so very shy? The behaviour of mine is ridiculous, but I cannot help the way I feel. I cannot help but think about Abel. That was my first kiss. Shyly, I bring my fingers to my lips, which is still tingling. There is a lot for me to consider, but I do not think I mind it too much. The circumstances of my first kiss might not have been the most favourable, but I do not have any particular grievances with who I shared my first kiss with. If I had been kissed by anybody, I am glad that it was by Abel. And with that, I think I'm good for the day. I think I'm all spent, you know? My talking voice is starting to run low. Thank you for joining me again, chat. We will save. I know we didn't go for very long. Oh, pardon me. But my voice is starting to get a bit sore. So I think that's us. Let me go over schedule. For those who aren't aware, on Thursday at 6 p.m. EST, I will be playing the new Uma Musume game that is supposed to be releasing not much a bit earlier, like this, I think the same day, a couple hours before, like, well, I would still be asleep, so we're doing it at 10 a.m, which is the earliest I can stream, really. 10 a.m. for me, 6 p.m. for you guys. And then on Saturday we were playing some more of the Yaoi game. At same time, 9 p.m. EST. For those in my time zone, that will be... Hang on. Friday and Sunday. I know there's a few of you in here today that were in my time zone, so that's Friday and Sunday for you guys. Oh, sorry for that. I need to get a headset that doesn't have a mic that sits out, because every now and then I turn my head to look at something and it scrapes on my nice new mic, and it probably sounds so bad. Yeah, we have a lot to catch up on. I wanted to tell you all that I will be using the subathon money. Oh, thank you for the hydrates, though. I did have that, yes. The subathon money that I've raised, that will be getting, it will be given to me next month. I will be using that to start vocal lessons. We'll finally start working on that goal. To start doing covers and learn how to sing properly. Which I'm very excited about. After all, time is limited. We must do everything as soon as we are able. Let's see who's live. We have our dear friend Azel, co-host of the podcast, is live. And he's playing a little game about delivering parcels, which is also very on brand because he is a box. Why did it come out like that? Why did it look like? Why does it look like that? No. My raid message. No. Okay, so those are meant to be emotes, clearly. And that was meant to be a raid message. But for some reason they're broken right now. But yes, I hope you enjoy hanging out with him. He's... Oh my god, he's only been going for like 25 minutes. It's fine, he's not gonna be... ending stream anytime soon. So I hope you enjoy hanging out with him. And yes, I have always wanted to do music. I don't have the skills to write songs, so I'll be doing covers. And I'm very excited to do that. Well, let's go attack Azel. Let's go attack our little box man.